Warren Buffett, often referred to as the Oracle of Omaha, is widely regarded as one of the most successful investors of all time. His influence on the world of business and finance is unparalleled, as his unique approach to investing has shaped both the investment community and the corporate landscape. With a net worth consistently ranking him among the richest people in the world, Buffett's career is a testament to the power of discipline, patience, and long-term thinking. What sets him apart from many other wealthy figures is not just his immense wealth, but the philosophy and principles that guided him to it. Born in 1930 in Omaha, Nebraska, Buffett demonstrated an early aptitude for business and numbers. What started as a young boy selling chewing gum and newspapers eventually evolved into an extraordinary career that transformed him into a billionaire and a globally recognized name in finance. His ability to identify undervalued companies, his knack for making wise investments, and his unshakable belief in long-term value have made him a role model for investors and business leaders around the world. Yet, Buffett's success is not just defined by his wealth. It is also defined by his principles of integrity, humility, and the simple yet profound approach to investing that he advocates. Buffett's influence extends far beyond the financial world. He is a philanthropist who has pledged to give away the vast majority of his fortune to charitable causes, and his ideas on business ethics, corporate governance, and investing have shaped policies, practices, and the way investors approach the stock market. His life story is not only one of financial success, but also one of building a legacy grounded in values that continue to inspire generations of entrepreneurs, investors, and business leaders. The snowball metaphor: how Buffett's career, philosophy, and wealth have compounded over time. The title of Alice Schroeder's biography of Warren Buffett, The Snowball, is a fitting metaphor for the way his career, philosophy, and wealth have developed over time. Just as a snowball grows larger as it rolls downhill, gaining speed and size as it collects snow, Buffett's wealth and influence have compounded through consistent effort, smart decisions, and a long-term perspective. When Buffett first started his investment career, he was hardly the financial giant that we know today. His early investments, while insightful, were relatively small in comparison to the immense deals he would make later in life. However, Buffett's greatest strength has always been his ability to see the power of compounding over time, not just in the context of money, but in the context of knowledge, relationships, and experience. Buffett's approach to investing has always been centered around the concept of compound interest, which is the idea that small, consistent gains accumulate exponentially over time. This principle became the cornerstone of his investment philosophy, and his disciplined, long-term approach to investing allowed his wealth to grow steadily. In fact, Buffett himself has often described his wealth as a result of decisions made long ago, decisions that, like a snowball, slowly gathered momentum and ultimately created a massive fortune. Similarly, Buffett's career itself grew in much the same way. Initially starting with a small investment partnership, he continued to make prudent, value-based investments that over time would compound into one of the largest and most successful conglomerates in the world, Berkshire Hathaway. With each acquisition, Buffett built a network of high-quality businesses that generated consistent cash flow, further expanding his empire and the reach of his influence. Much like a snowball gaining speed and size as it rolls down a hill, Buffett's business success grew exponentially through the accumulation of both wealth and experience. But it's not just his financial wealth that has compounded over time. Buffett's philosophy, rooted in patience, integrity, and rational decision-making, has also been built over decades of consistent practice. Each year, his understanding of the business world, human behavior, and economics deepened, which only helped to strengthen his investment strategy. His long-term outlook and his unwavering commitment to the principles of value investing allowed him to see opportunities where others saw only risk. In essence, Buffett's career is a perfect example of the snowball effect in action. His success is not the result of one or two key moments, but the cumulative effect of decades of disciplined effort, sound judgment, and a consistent philosophy. As a result, Buffett's influence continues to grow, much like a snowball that continues to build momentum long after it has begun its descent. The importance of his story, Why understanding Buffett's life and career is essential for those interested in finance, business ethics, and personal success. Warren Buffett's story is not just a tale of financial success, but also a powerful lesson in business ethics, decision-making, and personal growth. Understanding his life and career is essential for anyone interested in these fields because Buffett's approach to life and business offers valuable insights that can be applied to a wide range of endeavors. For those interested in finance, Buffett's story is a masterclass in the principles of value investing. His success is grounded in the idea that the best investments are those that are undervalued by the market but have strong, sustainable business models and competent management. His ability to identify such opportunities, often against popular opinion or market trends, has been a key factor in his success. Buffett's disciplined, long-term approach to investing teaches valuable lessons about patience, risk management, and the importance of a sound investment strategy. Beyond the mechanics of finance, Buffett's story is also a lesson in business ethics. In an age where corporate malfeasance and greed often make headlines, Buffett stands out as a figure who has built his empire on principles of honesty, integrity, and transparency. His approach to business is rooted in the idea of doing what is right, not just what is profitable. This commitment to ethical practices has earned him the trust and admiration of both his business partners and the public at large. His actions demonstrate that it is possible to achieve extraordinary financial success while maintaining high ethical standards. On a more personal level, Buffett's life is a reminder of the importance of humility, simplicity, and a commitment to personal growth. Despite his immense wealth, Buffett has always lived a relatively modest life. He still resides in the same house he bought in 1958, and he is known for his down-to-earth demeanor and aversion to excessive luxury. His focus on continuous learning, reflection, and self-improvement is a key element of his success. Buffett's story teaches that personal success is not just about financial wealth, but also about developing good habits, maintaining integrity, and staying true to one's values. Moreover, Buffett's philanthropic efforts, including his decision to donate the majority of his wealth to charity, highlight the importance of giving back and using one's success for the greater good. His commitment to philanthropy has inspired many other wealthy individuals to follow suit, creating a ripple effect that has the potential to change the way wealth is distributed and used to address global issues. Buffett's life offers a powerful message about the importance of generosity and social responsibility in achieving lasting success. In conclusion, understanding Warren Buffett's life and career provides invaluable lessons in finance, ethics, personal growth, and philanthropy. His story offers a roadmap for achieving success in business while maintaining personal integrity, and it serves as a reminder that wealth is not just a measure of financial success, but a reflection of the choices we make and the values we uphold. Through Buffett's example, we learn that the path to success is not just about accumulating wealth, but also about creating a lasting legacy that benefits others and leaves the world better than we found it. 2. Early years in Omaha, shaping the foundation. Buffett's family background. Description of his father, Howard Buffett, and his mother, Layla, and how their influence shaped Warren's values. Warren Buffett's upbringing in Omaha, Nebraska, played a significant role in shaping his values and character, and much of his success can be attributed to the influences of his parents, Howard and Layla Buffett. Howard Buffett, Warren's father, was a well-respected businessman, stockbroker, and politician. His career in finance exposed Warren to the world of business from a young age, and Howard's conservative values and rational approach to investing laid the foundation for Warren's own financial philosophy. Howard's ability to stay calm in times of economic turmoil was an early lesson for Warren. He watched his father carefully navigate through the ups and downs of the market, imparting the idea that investing should be done with a long-term view, focusing on the fundamentals of a business rather than reacting to short-term market fluctuations. Howard Buffett was also known for his strong moral compass and unwavering belief in doing the right thing. This sense of integrity deeply influenced Warren, who would carry these values into his own business dealings, always prioritizing honesty, transparency, and fairness in his investments. Layla Buffett, Warren's mother, was a quiet but significant presence in his life. Although she was less publicly visible than her husband, Layla instilled in Warren a love for reading and learning. She was an avid reader and encouraged her children to develop their intellectual curiosity. Layla's influence fostered Warren's lifelong habit of reading extensively, which would later become a hallmark of his approach to learning and understanding the world. Together, Howard and Layla created an environment where values such as hard work, integrity, and intellectual curiosity thrived. These early lessons were foundational to the person Warren Buffett would become, one of the most successful investors in the world. The importance of Omaha. How Buffett's upbringing in Omaha, a small town in Nebraska, influences work ethic and values. Omaha, Nebraska, might not seem like the most obvious place for a future business titan to grow up, but for Warren Buffett, it was the perfect environment to nurture his entrepreneurial spirit. Omaha, with its slower pace of life and strong sense of community, provided Buffett with the ideal backdrop to observe the importance of personal relationships, ethical business practices, and long-term thinking. Omaha's relatively small size meant that Buffett was often able to interact with influential local business people and observe firsthand how they operated, something that played a significant role in shaping his own business philosophy. Buffett's father, Howard, was active in the Omaha political scene, which meant that Warren had a front-row seat to the workings of government and business. The simplicity of life in Omaha also gave Warren the time and space to pursue his many interests, including reading about business and finance. The town's Midwestern values, including the importance of hard work, honesty, and pragmatism, also had a lasting impact on Buffett's worldview. In addition, Omaha's relative isolation fostered a sense of independence in Warren. He wasn't surrounded by the intense competition or the pressures of living in a financial hub like New York or Chicago. This allowed him to develop his own approach to business, free from the distractions and influences of larger cities. Ultimately, Omaha gave Buffett the ideal blend of calm, community, and opportunities for intellectual and entrepreneurial growth, all of which shaped the values and business principles he would carry with him throughout his life. Early interest in business ventures. Buffett's childhood entrepreneurship, from selling chewing gum to delivering newspapers, and his fascination with numbers and business from a young age. Warren Buffett's entrepreneurial instincts were apparent from an early age. Even as a young boy, he was fascinated with numbers, business, and making money. One of his first business ventures was selling chewing gum and Coca-Cola to neighbors. He would buy packs of gum for a few cents and sell them at a small markup, making a profit that he would reinvest into his next business venture. These early experiences taught Buffett the fundamentals of supply, demand, and the art of generating profit from small, everyday activities. Buffett's fascination with numbers extended beyond simple transactions. He had a natural talent for understanding how businesses worked and how to make them more efficient. His first real business venture was delivering newspapers for the Omaha World Herald. Warren didn't just deliver papers. He approached the job with a keen business mindset, tracking his deliveries and managing his customers with a level of professionalism far beyond his years. By the time he was in high school, Buffett had amassed a small fortune from his paper route and other ventures, including selling used golf balls and pinball machines. Buffett's early experiences in business reinforce his belief that success comes from hard work, consistency, and taking a long-term view. These ventures also gave him invaluable hands-on experience in managing money, understanding risk, and developing a work ethic that would carry him through his future endeavors. While his peers were spending their time on hobbies or leisure activities, Warren was already thinking like a businessman. And these early lessons would shape the way he approached investing and entrepreneurship for the rest of his life. 3. Education and formative experiences. Discovering his passion for business. Buffett's school years. His academic journey, highlighting his achievements and struggles in school and his love for numbers. Warren Buffett's academic career was marked by a deep love for learning, particularly when it came to numbers and business. Although he was never a particularly outstanding student in the traditional sense, his intellectual curiosity and passion for subjects like mathematics and economics set him apart. He attended the Rose Hill Elementary School and later went to Woodrow Wilson High School, where he excelled in subjects related to business and finance. Despite his strong academic abilities, Buffett faced challenges in the classroom. He wasn't always the best student in terms of formal grades, and he often found traditional schooling to be stifling. However, his natural curiosity and love for business were undeniable. He spent much of his time reading about finance, investing, and economics, self-educating in ways that would later define his approach to business. This love for learning was not limited to the classroom. He sought out books, articles, and newspapers that provided him with the knowledge to make sound decisions and understand the world of business at a deeper level. In high school, Buffett joined a number of clubs and activities, but his real passion was for business. His deep interest in numbers and his ability to grasp complex business concepts allowed him to take advantage of opportunities that his peers might not have seen. While others were focused on typical teenage pursuits, Buffett was already thinking about how to make money and how to use financial principles to create value. His academic journey was not just about memorizing facts, but about immersing himself in the world of business and learning from every experience. The influence of Benjamin Graham. How meeting Benjamin Graham at Columbia University shaped Buffett's investing philosophy and approach to value investing. Warren Buffett's journey toward becoming one of the world's most successful investors took a pivotal turn when he met Benjamin Graham at Columbia Business School. Graham, a renowned economist, investor, and author of The Intelligent Investor, was a key influence on Buffett's investment philosophy. Graham's approach to investing, which emphasized buying undervalued stocks based on intrinsic value, deeply resonated with Buffett and became the foundation of his own approach to business. At Columbia, Buffett had the opportunity to study under Graham, whose teachings focused on the principles of value investing. Graham's philosophy was built on the idea that investors should focus on the fundamental value of a company rather than speculative trends or market behavior. He believed that by purchasing stocks at a price below their intrinsic value, investors could reduce risk and achieve significant returns over time. This philosophy aligned perfectly with Buffett's natural instincts and his long-term, disciplined approach to investing. Buffett's exposure to Graham's teachings led to a profound shift in his mindset. He began to refine his own approach to investing, combining Graham's emphasis on value with his own focus on the quality of the businesses in which he invested. Buffett learned the importance of having a margin of safety, ensuring that the purchase price of an investment was significantly lower than its intrinsic value, which would protect against downside risk. This would become one of the key tenets of Buffett's investment strategy. The lessons learned from Graham. Key principles that Buffett learned from Graham, such as the importance of intrinsic value and margin of safety in investing. Benjamin Graham's impact on Warren Buffett's investment philosophy cannot be overstated. The principles Buffett learned from Graham would go on to shape the core of his investing strategy and set him apart from many other investors. Two of the most important lessons Buffett took from Graham were the concepts of intrinsic value and margin of safety. Intrinsic value refers to the true worth of a company, as determined by its fundamental financial characteristics, such as earnings, dividends, and the company's growth prospects. Graham taught Buffett to assess the intrinsic value of a business carefully and to invest only when a company's stock was priced below this value. This approach emphasized the importance of long-term investment decisions, where the underlying financial health of a company, rather than market speculation, determine the value of its stock. The second key lesson from Graham was the concept of margin of safety. Graham believed that by purchasing stocks at a significant discount to their intrinsic value, investors could protect themselves from potential losses. This principle provided a cushion against the unpredictable nature of the market and helped to minimize risk. Buffett adopted this principle as a cornerstone of his investment strategy, consistently seeking companies with strong fundamentals that were undervalued by the market. These principles of intrinsic value and margin of safety became the foundation of Buffett's investing philosophy and were crucial to his success. Through Graham's teachings, Buffett developed a disciplined, value-driven approach to investing that would guide him throughout his career and lead to the creation of one of the most successful investment portfolios in history. 4. The birth of a businessman, Early career and investments. First jobs and early successes. Buffett's early work, including his first job as an investment salesman and his time at Graham Newman Corp. Warren Buffett's early career was marked by a series of jobs that helped him develop both his skills and his investment philosophy. His first significant professional experience came when he worked as an investment salesman at a small firm in Omaha. At the time, Buffett was still a teenager, and he quickly demonstrated an aptitude for understanding the intricacies of investing and finance. His job involved selling stocks and bonds to individuals, which exposed him to the practical aspects of financial markets and provided him with an early understanding of what works and what doesn't in the world of investing. But Buffett's most formative job was at the Graham Newman Corporation, an investment partnership founded by Benjamin Graham. After graduating from Columbia, Buffett was eager to work with his mentor and learn firsthand about the world of value investing. At Graham Newman, Buffett gained experience analyzing stocks and bonds, and he had the opportunity to work on investment decisions alongside some of the best minds in the field. This period was essential for Buffett's development as an investor, as it allowed him to further hone his skills in evaluating businesses and understanding the complexities of the stock market. Working at Graham Newman also gave Buffett the confidence to begin making investments of his own. He started by purchasing stocks in companies that he believed were undervalued, using the principles he had learned from Benjamin Graham. In doing so, he began to put his value investing philosophy into practice, finding success in identifying companies with strong fundamentals that were trading below their intrinsic value. Building his investment strategy. How Buffett developed his approach to investing, focusing on long-term, value-driven investments. Buffett's experience at Graham Newman marked the beginning of his own investment journey, and it was during this time that he began to refine his investment strategy. Influenced by Graham's teachings, Buffett developed a deep appreciation for the principles of value investing, but he also began to add his own insights and personal touches to the approach. One of the key ideas that Buffett developed during this time was the importance of finding companies that were not only undervalued, but also had a strong potential for long-term growth. Buffett's focus shifted from merely buying cheap stocks to looking for businesses that were well-managed, had a competitive edge, and showed promise for long-term growth. He believed that finding companies with sustainable competitive advantages, or economic moats, would allow them to continue generating profits for many years to come. This would create significant value for shareholders, as these companies could withstand economic downturns and competitive pressures better than others. Buffett also began to favor companies that were easy to understand, businesses with simple, predictable models that could be evaluated based on clear financial metrics. He coined the term circle of competence to describe the idea that investors should only invest in businesses they fully understand. By sticking to industries and businesses where he had knowledge and expertise, Buffett could avoid taking unnecessary risks and make more informed decisions. This approach became central to his investing philosophy and has remained a key principle throughout his career. Establishing Berkshire Hathaway. The decision to take control of Berkshire Hathaway and turn it into the holding company that would later make him a billionaire. In the early 1960s, Buffett made one of the most pivotal decisions of his career. He took control of a struggling textile company called Berkshire Hathaway. Originally, Buffett had purchased shares in the company because he believed the stock was undervalued and represented a good investment opportunity. However, as he learned more about the business, he realized that the textile operation was not a long-term winner. Despite this, Buffett saw potential in the company's other assets, such as its insurance business, which could generate steady cash flow and allow him to make other investments. Instead of liquidating the company, Buffett decided to take control and transform Berkshire Hathaway into a holding company, using the cash flow from its insurance business to acquire other businesses that met his criteria for value investing. This decision would prove to be a game changer for both Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway, as it provided him with the financial resources to make large-scale acquisitions and build a diversified portfolio of companies. Buffett's decision to take control of Berkshire Hathaway also marked the beginning of his transition from a stock picker to a true business owner. Rather than simply buying stocks in other companies, he started acquiring entire businesses, allowing him to influence their operations and take a more hands-on approach to management. Over time, Berkshire Hathaway would grow into a global conglomerate with holdings in industries ranging from insurance and railroads to consumer goods and energy. By the mid-1960s, Buffett had fully embraced his role as a business owner, and he began to take a more active role in managing the companies within Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio. This transition to owning and operating businesses, rather than just investing in stocks, would define Buffett's approach to building wealth and turn Berkshire Hathaway into one of the most successful and respected companies in the world. 5. Becoming the Oracle of Omaha, Buffett's rise to fame. Buffett's growth as a business leader. How Buffett's vision for Berkshire Hathaway began to take shape and the companies he began acquiring. As Buffett continued to acquire businesses and build his empire, his reputation as a business leader began to grow. He approached business acquisitions with a long-term mindset, focusing on companies that had strong fundamentals, sustainable competitive advantages, and capable management teams. Over the years, Buffett made a series of high-profile acquisitions, each of which helped to solidify his reputation as one of the most astute investors of his generation. One of Buffett's most significant moves during this period was his acquisition of See's Candies in 1972. See's was a well-established company with a strong brand and loyal customer base, but it was undervalued by the market. Buffett saw the potential in the company's brand and its ability to generate consistent cash flow. By acquiring See's, Buffett demonstrated his ability to identify businesses with long-term value that others might overlook. Another key acquisition was his purchase of Geico, an insurance company that he had initially invested in as a stock. Geico had a unique business model that offered low-cost insurance by selling directly to consumers, and Buffett recognized its potential to disrupt the traditional insurance industry. The acquisition of Geico marked a turning point for Berkshire Hathaway, as it allowed Buffett to expand his reach into the insurance industry, which would become a cornerstone of Berkshire Hathaway's success. Buffett also made a series of investments in other companies, including Coca-Cola, American Express, and Dairy Queen, each of which reflected his ability to identify businesses with strong brands, competitive advantages, and potential for growth. As Berkshire Hathaway continued to grow, Buffett's influence and reputation as a business leader reached new heights. Early major investments. Key investments such as See's Candies, Geico, and Coca-Cola, and how these deals demonstrated Buffett's ability to identify and nurture successful businesses. Buffett's early major investments. See's Candies, Geico, and Coca-Cola became iconic examples of his ability to identify high-quality businesses with the potential for long-term success. Each of these investments demonstrated Buffett's deep understanding of business fundamentals and his ability to recognize value where others might not have seen it. See's Candies was a perfect example of Buffett's philosophy of acquiring businesses with strong, defensible brands. Although the company was not growing rapidly, it had a loyal customer base and a product that people loved. Buffett understood that See's had the potential to generate consistent cash flow and that its brand equity was a valuable asset. By acquiring See's, Buffett turned it into a cash cow that generated steady profits for Berkshire Hathaway. Geico was another example of Buffett's ability to spot a winning business model. When Buffett first invested in Geico, the company was struggling, but Buffett recognized its unique ability to offer low-cost insurance by cutting out agents and selling directly to customers. He believed that Geico's business model was fundamentally sound and that it had the potential to scale. Over time, Geico became one of Berkshire Hathaway's most valuable acquisitions, contributing significantly to the company's growth. Coca-Cola, one of Buffett's most famous investments, reflected his belief in the power of strong brands and the importance of understanding consumer behavior. When Buffett first purchased shares in Coca-Cola in the late 1980s, the company was facing challenges, but Buffett saw its potential to generate long-term growth due to its dominant position in the soft drink market. He believed that Coca-Cola's brand, distribution network, and loyal customer base would continue to drive profits for decades to come. These early investments helped solidify Buffett's reputation as a savvy investor and demonstrated his ability to identify businesses with long-term potential. Each of these companies would go on to play a significant role in Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio, and they provided the foundation for Buffett's rise to fame as one of the greatest investors in history. Public perception and his growing influence. How Buffett became a household name in finance, with a focus on his public speaking, annual letters, and the development of a legendary reputation. As Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio grew and its financial success became more evident, Warren Buffett's public profile began to rise. His annual shareholder letters, which were filled with insights on investing, business, and life, became widely read by both investors and the general public. Buffett's ability to communicate complex financial concepts in clear, straightforward language made his writings highly accessible and earned him a loyal following of investors who admired both his intelligence and his integrity. Buffett also became known for his candid, humorous, and down-to-earth public speaking style. His speeches at Berkshire Hathaway's annual meetings, often referred to as the Woodstock for capitalists, attracted thousands of attendees and garnered significant media attention. Buffett's charm, combined with his deep knowledge of business and investing, helped elevate his status as one of the most respected figures in the business world. As his reputation grew, so did the influence of his ideas. Buffett's focus on long-term investing, his belief in the importance of ethical business practices, and his emphasis on simple, rational decision-making resonated with both individual investors and corporate leaders alike. He became a trusted voice in the world of finance, and his reputation as the Oracle of Omaha solidified him as one of the most influential business leaders of his generation. In summary, Warren Buffett's rise to fame was a result of his consistent ability to make sound, long-term investments, his growth as a business leader, and his ability to communicate his ideas effectively to the public. Through his major investments, Buffett demonstrated his remarkable talent for identifying and nurturing successful businesses, and his public influence grew as his reputation as a financial visionary expanded. 10. The future. What's next for Warren Buffett? Succession at Berkshire Hathaway. Buffett's plans for the future of Berkshire Hathaway and who he has chosen as a successor. As Warren Buffett entered his 90s, questions about his succession at Berkshire Hathaway became more pressing. Over the years, Buffett had repeatedly stated that he did not want Berkshire Hathaway to be a one-man show, and that he had taken careful steps to ensure that the company would continue to thrive after his departure. Buffett made it clear that he had a successor in mind, someone who could carry on his vision and philosophy for the company. In 2021, Buffett announced that Greg Abbott, the vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, would be his successor. Buffett trusted that Abbott, with his sharp intellect and understanding of the company, would continue to run Berkshire Hathaway in the same long-term, value-oriented approach that had made it successful. Buffett's decision to publicly announce a successor was reassuring to investors, who had long feared the uncertainty surrounding his eventual departure. Buffett's succession planning also focused on ensuring that Berkshire Hathaway's culture and investment philosophy would remain intact. Rather than simply looking for a competent business leader, Buffett emphasized the importance of finding someone who shared his values, especially when it came to integrity and long-term thinking. Through careful planning and consideration, Buffett ensured that his legacy and vision would continue to shape Berkshire Hathaway's future. Buffett's health and personal future. Discussions on Buffett's age, health, and his thoughts on retirement. While Warren Buffett remained active in running Berkshire Hathaway, there were increasing concerns about his health, given his advancing age. Buffett himself was open about his age, acknowledging that he was no longer able to work with the same energy as he had in his younger years. However, he remained sharp and engaged, continuing to serve as the CEO and guiding the company's strategic direction. In his annual letters to shareholders, Buffett often addressed his health and plans for the future. He reassured shareholders that the company was in good hands and that his successor was ready to take over when the time came. Despite his declining physical health, Buffett's mental acuity remained intact, and he continued to be an active participant in Berkshire Hathaway's decision-making process. Buffett had always been known for his love of his work and his refusal to retire, viewing work as something that he enjoyed and found fulfilling. Retirement, in his view, was not something to aspire to if you loved what you were doing. Still, he recognized that time would eventually catch up with him, and he made sure that his team at Berkshire Hathaway was well prepared for a seamless transition. The enduring impact of Buffett's ideas. The lasting influence of Buffett's philosophy on investing, business practices, and how others view wealth and success. Warren Buffett's influence on investing and business practices has been profound and enduring. His focus on value investing, long-term thinking, and ethical business practices has shaped the strategies of countless investors and business leaders. His philosophy is based on simplicity and rational decision-making, rejecting the hype and short-term thinking that often characterize modern markets. Buffett's approach has proven to be successful over decades, consistently delivering impressive results and creating immense value for his shareholders. Perhaps even more significant than his success in business is the impact Buffett has had on the broader culture. Buffett's focus on integrity, transparency, and accountability has made him one of the most admired business leaders in history. He is a rare example of a billionaire who has remained humble and grounded, and his personal values, such as his commitment to philanthropy, have made him a role model for future generations. Buffett's legacy will likely continue to shape the world of investing for decades to come. His annual letters to shareholders, his public speeches, and his approach to business and investing have all contributed to a broader understanding of what it takes to succeed in business. His philosophy has inspired not only professional investors, but also individual entrepreneurs who aspire to build lasting, successful companies. Moreover, Buffett's emphasis on giving back through philanthropy has changed the way that wealthy individuals approach giving. His decision to pledge the majority of his wealth to charitable causes, alongside his close partnership with Bill and Melinda Gates through the Giving Pledge, has set a new standard for billionaire philanthropy. Buffett's example has inspired other wealthy individuals to commit to using their wealth for the greater good, thereby helping to reshape the global philanthropic landscape. 11. Conclusion: the snowball effect. Reflections on Buffett's journey. Reflecting on how Warren Buffett's life has been a process of continuous. Reflections on Buffett's journey. Reflecting on how Warren Buffett's life has been a process of continuous learning, growth, and compounding success. Warren Buffett's life and career have been a testament to the power of continuous learning, long-term thinking, and personal integrity. His journey from a young boy selling chewing gum and newspapers in Omaha to becoming one of the wealthiest and most influential people in the world has been marked by his relentless pursuit of knowledge and his ability to apply that knowledge in a disciplined, rational way. At the heart of Buffett's success is the concept of the snowball effect, the idea that small incremental improvements, when compounded over time, can lead to extraordinary results. Buffett's career is a perfect example of how steady, patient progress can lead to remarkable achievements. Just as a snowball grows larger and more powerful as it rolls down a hill, Buffett's investments, business decisions, and personal growth have compounded over time, creating a legacy that will be remembered for generations. Buffett's life story is also a reflection of his commitment to living by his values. Throughout his career, he made decisions based on his principles of integrity, transparency, and long-term thinking. He resisted the temptation to chase short-term gains or to follow trends, choosing instead to focus on businesses and investments that align with his core beliefs. In doing so, he built a business empire that not only generated immense wealth, but also earned the respect and admiration of his peers. Key takeaways: a summary of the key lessons from Buffett's life, including the importance of integrity, long-term thinking, patience, and a focus on continuous improvement. There are several key lessons that can be drawn from Warren Buffett's life and career. First and foremost is the importance of integrity. Buffett has always emphasized that business success is not just about financial results, but about doing things the right way. Trust, transparency, and ethical decision-making have been central to his success, and they are qualities that have earned him the admiration of both his peers and the public. Another key lesson is the power of long-term thinking. Buffett has consistently advocated for holding investments for the long term, allowing them to compound and grow over time. He has resisted the temptation to chase quick gains, instead focusing on building lasting value. This patient approach to investing has been one of the key drivers of his success. Buffett also emphasizes the importance of continuous learning. Throughout his life, he has remained a voracious reader and learner, constantly seeking new knowledge and insights. His commitment to self-improvement and growth has been a key factor in his ability to adapt to changing circumstances and to continue achieving success over many decades. Lastly, Buffett's life illustrates the power of focusing on what you can control. He has always operated within his circle of competence, investing in businesses and industries that he understands well. By doing so, he has minimized risk and maximized his chances for success. His focus on simplicity, clarity, and rational decision-making has allowed him to avoid the pitfalls that trap many investors and business leaders. Buffett's place in history, concluding with a reflection on Buffett's legacy in the world of finance, business, and philanthropy. Warren Buffett's legacy is one of unparalleled success, but it is also a legacy of wisdom, humility, and generosity. He has transformed the world of finance, business, and investing, creating a lasting impact that will be felt for generations. His approach to business and investing has reshaped how people think about wealth, success, and the role of ethical decision-making in achieving those goals. Buffett's influence extends far beyond his financial accomplishments. Through his philanthropic efforts, his commitment to giving away the majority of his wealth, and his example of living a principled life, Buffett has set a standard for others to follow. His place in history is secure, not only as one of the greatest investors of all time, but also as a figure who has shown the world that true success is measured not just in wealth, but in how one chooses to live and contribute to the world. As we look back on Warren Buffett's life, it is clear that his journey was not just about compounding wealth. It was about compounding wisdom, integrity, and generosity. In this way, Buffett's story is not just a story of a financial legend, but the story of a man who understood that the greatest form of success is not what you accumulate, but what you give back.